call to order, 10:30, Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast via our local cable access channel, WCAT, Facebook, and YouTube. If anyone in the audience is recording, please let us know. Okay, go ahead, Howie.
I'll make a motion to sign all current bills.
And I'll second that.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You wanna go to item 3?
Yeah, the minutes of October 10th.
Okay, I make a motion to accept the minutes for October 10th, October 29th. As
No,
written.
no, just October 10th.
Just,
Just October 10th, because Dave was at the other meeting and I wasn't, so.
oh, okay, I'll second that.
So we're accepting the minutes of October 10th as written. And the next meeting would be either December 4th or the 11th. And Lisa will get back to us on that.
December 4th?
4th or 11? 4 or 11?
4 or 11.
And number 5, discuss who will read the articles at the special town meeting on November 21st, 2024.
I'll second that.
Now, how we have to discuss who's going to read the article. Who's going to the special town meeting?
Well, we gotta figure out who's gonna present the article.
Yes.
I don't know who's gonna do that. I don't know if that's something Jim gotta do, or commissioner has to do it. I'm not sure on that part. What do you think, John?
Typically, it would be the commission's responsibility, the board or commission's responsibility.
Yeah,
Well, let's just skip to the next one for the time being, and we'll go back to that. Lisa, do you want to read Ralph's report?
So Ralph submitted a report yesterday, and he reported all 3 houses on East Street have been stubbed out and capped. Connection to the houses has not been completed yet. I will inspect when houses are connected and advise Lisa the connection. So there's gonna be 3 new houses built on East Road by Lone Oak Enterprises. 2 of them are currently under construction, and they will not be doing the 3rd one until next year. They had wanted to put the stub in place for the 3rd house because the highway department paved up on East Road, and they didn't want anyone cutting into the pavement for 5 years after. So, the 2 houses that have permits are the ones that will be connected this year, and then they will get a permit from me for the 3rd house, which isn't being built yet. They're not gonna build that one till next year. So that's basically where we're at with that. there was another house up on Mechanic Street that, that connection was done on October 23rd, so that one was done like 3 weeks ago. And, so Ralph also reported that he has 3 quotes for the replacement of 2 scum pumps at the plant. And he reported that he will be presenting them this week to Jim for approval. And he also said in his report that they removed the skimming pump from the skimming well and they cleaned foreign material from the impeller. That was also what in the report.
Okay.
Now, Jim, is that something you have to sign? Was somebody put the estimate for the pumps?
Early on in the process, Ralph had signaled to me that he wants to take care of some of these replacements, and I had advised him that he has to follow State Law 30B, Chapter 30B. I gave him a chart that shows him what are the requirements that are needed in order to be compliant with 30B, and I had advised him that he needs to follow those requirements for a pump replacement. He had estimated that the replacement was going to be greater than $25,000. So he would have to follow the requirements that I had advised him on and given him within the Chapter 30B chart. I'm guessing that he's going to show me that he has complied with the requirements and is looking for clearance to proceed. I have not seen that yet. So I'm guessing that he's going to be coming by sometime soon to show me that.
Okay. Still in the works.
And now we could just touch on this a little bit, and if that time, or if you talk to him sooner, you can just tell him that he can call that person in to check out the job.
Sure.
And that's the only person you've heard from?
There was another person that also expressed an interest. I have not received a resume yet from that person, another local person. And then there was another person that recently submitted a resume that we will also look at as well. Staffing's an issue, and the issue is that we have a vacancy, okay, current vacancy, and that we need to fill. And there's not an abundance, or really anybody that has recently applied that holds a license. So the board may want to consider looking for somebody that is capable of obtaining a license in a short period of time. And that may be the road that we want to go on, because we're going to need to fill at least 1, possibly 2 positions down there.
Right.
Now, Jim, do you happen to know how often they have these tests, available for somebody to go to take the test?
It's my understanding that the test is available at any time. It's just at a testing center, and you walk in or you order it online, and the test will be downloaded to the computer, and you can go take it. It's just on a computer, and you go take the test.
Oh,
There's a testing center.
yeah, I know, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just gotta do the best you can, I guess, Jim. what you got to work with. You know,
Lisa. I don't want you to say a name, but do you remember that person that used to work for us that lived in West Warren? Don't say his name.
I believe so, I
He
think
had
I
a
know
grade
who
4
you're
license.
talking about.
I'm just wondering, I ran into him one time and he said that if things had changed at the plant, he might think about going back.
How
But-
long ago was that?
That was quite a while ago, but he's in West Warren, but I don't know if it would be worth giving him a call to see if he's, I
Well,
mean,
if you want to send me his information, Lisa, then I will certainly reach out to him.
I can go in the file and,
yeah, pull up his name, but
Pull
just
up
don't
his
say it
name.
now.
okay,
Because, I mean, I think he was a good worker, but I think there was probably some kind of conflict there, and he didn't go into it, he just
Okay,
left, but, I mean, he surprised me one time, because I was coming out of the West Warren post office, and he was going in, and he just threw that at me. And now things have all changed down there, so
right,
I don't think there's anybody the same there, so
right.
it might be worthwhile, and maybe the money, I mean, what he was doing, maybe he's making more money now, I don't know, but it's worth a shot just to ask.
You know, on the money piece, you know, now that we've adopted an on-call policy,
That brings it, yeah.
You know, there's a little bit of a difference there,
Right.
you know?
There is.
And, you know, I feel as though that, you know, we're being at least a little bit more competitive than we, you know, than we have been. We're not, you know, where we need to be to, you know, maybe attract somebody with a license, but we are getting there.
But hopefully, and then, like Ralph, he's doctoring, so I don't know what his intentions are.
You know, there's, you know, there definitely could be potential
I mean,
for growth, you
I'm
know?
just throwing that out there because he's not, you know, he's indicated that, you know, he's not gonna be there forever, and of course,
Right.
we know that, but,
So there's potential for
yeah.
growth.
So, whatever, I was just thinking of that person, and he seemed to get along, like,
Yeah. Well, I can tell the board that it's posted on the town's website. It's posted on Indeed. Ralph posted it in a wastewater treatment journal. So it's out there, okay? As of recently, I've had some activity. And, you know, the activity that I've received so far are people that don't hold licenses. Not saying that they couldn't hold a license or couldn't get a license, you know, within a reasonable period of time.
well, I would hope this fella had kept his license, because, you know, that other one that we had hired, he had let his license go.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of people, you know, unfortunately, you know, let their licenses lapse, and
Right.
you know, that's always tough to do, you know.
But- Right, usually if you have a license, it's best to keep it going,
Mm-hmm.
but no matter what kind it is. But, all right, but if you could,
John, we is still gonna have 4 people there?
yes,
4, okay.
And that's something, you know, I know I've mentioned this to the board in the past, but the board may want to take a look at trying to downgrade the plan. If you don't want to do it, then
No.
then
No,
that's.
you know what? You guys are trying to do something in West Warren.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're gonna get there, and it's probably better to wait and see what comes in, and then we have the space for
Mm-hmm.
almost anything that wants to come in right now.
Yeah,
And I don't wanna downsize and then have them say, well, you can only
yeah.
do such and such.
Well, we have plenty of capacity from what I was told by our chief operator
So
to
we do
handle
have,
it.
but depending on what
And-
comes in,
And then, you know, if the board does not want to move in that direction, and that's the board's decision, then the board needs to staff the plant and we need to staff it with people that have licenses, or else the town is gonna get fined.
But if people with licenses don't apply, then,
Then I suggest that the board moves in the direction of creating a training program or a farm team where we can, recruit people that we think can obtain the license. And their condition of employment is based on them obtaining a license within a period of time.
I'm wondering, if this is something I should throw out, but if it might be worth looking into coming up with some kind of, like, program, like partnering with the school, like, the high school, because I know there's a couple of communities that are doing something like that, like for, I know they already do the junior firefighter
Yeah.
training at the school, like, where they, like, different fields that the young people can go into when they graduate, and they do some preparatory coursework in high school, like they might learn how to do lab work and stuff like that, if that might be something worth exploring.
Well, I do know that Pathfinder, which we are a member of, offers a pretty robust new plumbing program, as well as an electrical program, apprentice program. That's a trade school, and they focus in on the trades, and that's probably where you'd want to try to partner with to see if, maybe there's some individuals that would be interested in getting into wastewater, working at a sewer plant.
I thought Ralph had said something, he was working on something, and I thought it might be with Pathfinder, but then I never heard him say anything again. So, of course, we don't have that much time to have conversations, but, so that would be good if he has been working on something. No matter whether it's local high school or Pathfinder or whatever, but,
But Joan, it being a special field, the school would have to find somebody to get this program off the ground.
right.
It's, everybody wants to be an electrician, they all wanna be electricians. That's the popular trade, but our department,
Well,
it's somewhat
Pathfinder
limited.
Has programs, they have auto body shop, they have horticulture, they have, I think they have a program for HVAC technicians, and they have culinary arts, so they have a lot of programs at
They have
Pathfinder.
a lot of programs, and, somebody from one of those programs, may be interested in working for a town, and may be interested in working at a wastewater treatment plant facility. You're
You
gonna,
have to create an interest.
yeah, there has to be an interest, there has to be people that understand, what the jobs entails and about. So, absence of the town or the sewer department downgrading the plant, the town has to, and the sewer department has to comply with staffing requirements, and we are not at the staffing levels we need to be. So, I've offered some suggestions that, the board may want to consider in trying to attract people that, may not have a license, but we feel as though would be successful in obtaining them within a, reasonable amount of period of time.
Yeah.
okay. Number 7, we already covered, and number 6. And do you have anything about that manhole on Liberty Street?
I haven't heard, the last I heard was, the Mr. Tripp, the guy who lives at 46 Nelson Street, he called say not last week, but the week before, to complain that the manhole cover was rattling every time someone drove over it. And they went up there and fixed it, and we haven't heard anything since then. We haven't had any complaints
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Is there any old business? Comments and concerns? Howie, comments and concerns?
No, not really. Maybe next time.
Okay, Jim, do you have anything else? I know we have to get back to number,
No, I'm just kind of eager to see what, what the board is gonna recommend for that articles.
well, I know that I am not gonna be able to do it. And Dave, you said it wasn't going to do it, right,
I
Lisa?
called Dave last week and asked him. He said that he hasn't gone to town meetings in a few years, and he's not gonna be at the town meeting. That's what he told me. And I explained to him that, I did tell him that Joan would not be able to go and read the article, and he said, well, he basically told me, well, maybe you can have Jim do it. That's what Dave told me.
Howie,
What?
are you going to the town meeting?
Am I going to the town meeting? No. I went to it before, and too much walking involved.
Well, I guess we're at a standoff here. And we're not allowed to have Lisa do it if we pay her?
Correct.
Okay. So I guess maybe we'll just pass over our articles. Howie, do you have anything else?
No,
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn?
I second that motion.
No, you have to make it.
Oh, I make a motion that, end the meeting at, I guess, 10:40, that does, what it look like, Jim? 10:40?
10:55.
No?
10:55.
Oh,
I'll second that.
I assume you don't have anything else,
No.
which is enough anyway,
Yeah.
so. Maybe in the next meeting, we can, go a little bit further.
So is the meeting adjourned?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.